Oh, hey, adorable child.
Hi.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So, if you want someone to be your friend, do you think you should do something nice for them?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want someone to do something for you, do you think that you should do something for them first?
Totally.
That's the entire idea behind biologicals.
What are biologicals?
Biologicals, are things we provide for the soil or plants to help them live their best life. There are 3 categories: biostimulants, biofertilizers, and biopesticides. Can you say child? Adorable child? Oh well, she's probably off exploring some mycorrhizal pathways. And speaking of mycorrhizal fungi, let's actually lay down our pathways for understanding biologicals. In this video, we will explore what biologicals are, how they're used, do they work, and do they pay. We'll focus on biofertilizers and biostimulants. We're not going to address biopesticides in this lesson. They're definitely a thing, but most of the time when we talk about biologicals, we think of inputs that enhance crop fertility or nutrition. Sorry, biopesticides. Not sorry. Let's start with biostimulants. Biostimulants aim to enhance plant growth and productivity. Here, we'll define biostimulants as containing live beneficial microorganisms. Most of the more widely marketed products fall under the category of beneficial bacteria. The bacteria are commonly free-living, but not free-loading nitrogen fixers that are already found in most of our soils. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria aim to increase nitrogen from atmospheric sources rather than fertilizers. These can be symbiotic, where they'll need to associate with plants or fungi to function, or a little less codependently, they can be asymbiotic, which are diazotrophs that fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. And they don't need plants, or fungi, or you, or anyone. Next, in the totally legal stimulants category, we have phosphorus solubilizing bacteria. These are beneficial microbes that aim to increase the amount of plant-available phosphorus in the soil. Some of the most efficient are Bacillus, Pseudomonas, and Rhizobium bacteria. And lastly, your friend and mine, mycorrhizal fungi. These are beneficial fungi that have hyphae and can extend plant root systems for better nutrient uptake and transfer. They also can mitigate plant stress and protect against pathogens. So yes, like the central lesson from Burning Man, your crops will probably be happier on mushrooms. The other category we're covering in this video is biofertilizers, which we'll define as inert biologicals which help stimulate the plant's natural physiological processes, such as root growth, in ways that increase nutrient use and efficiency. These include enzymes, which increase the availability of organic nutrients in soils. Think a Red Bull and vodka for the soil, like phosphatases that increase phosphorus availability, and enzymes related to the carbon cycle, which can accelerate the mineralization of nutrients for future crop uptake. They might taste terrible, but they get the job done. Humic and fulvic acids, which are used as soil amendments or to improve nutrient uptake. These are like caffeine for microbes, resulting in more productive soil with better structure. Seriously. Don't talk to me until I've had my fulvic acid. Another biofertilizer category, seaweed extracts, can mitigate drought stress via foliar application or promote root growth and soil microbial activity through soil application. Think electrolytes of the microbe world, like salty Gatorade. Finally, the ones that are either considered a comfort or a poison for humans, sugars. These little hyperactivity generators provide a direct energy source for microbes when applied to soil or stimulate the plant to mitigate stress when used in a foliar application. This is one you might see in corn syrup being used on corn, which one of our farmers referred to as cornabalism, which sounds both terrifying and delicious. So how are these stellar stimulants and fierce fertilizers used? It depends. There are so many products, and it's difficult for researchers to isolate the exact effects of each one. But we do know that many work well together. The more you can understand the specific products you're using, the better off you and your soil will be. Applications come via different methods depending on the formulation. Seed coating, direct soil application near roots, and the most common, foliar application. They can be powders, liquids, or grains, and some come in carrier materials such as peat moss. Remember, since biostimulants are alive, they require a bit more care. If they're not alive, they're not going to work. Shelf life can be an issue, so store as recommended and only mix what you need for that application. Seed texture also affects which formulation you choose. Powders adhere to hairy seeds, liquids for smoother seeds, and almost all of them work best coat-wise when hitching a ride, so you can add them into an already scheduled application. Just, don't mix fungi with a fungicide application for, obvious reasons. So, do they work? It depends. While we don't always have conclusive research, we do know that biofertilizers and biostimulants can be great teammates, especially when biofertilizers serve as food for their living friends. And for these helpers, size really may not matter. It's not always about the amount applied, but the conditions that allow it to reproduce and establish around plant roots and in the soil. It's also important to remember that these are rarely a replacement for fertilizer. They help fertilizers work better and may even decrease the amount needed. Because these effects are often environment-specific, on-farm trials are a great way to assess biologicals. But before using them everywhere, we recommend a strip test. If you are testing a product with different application rates, make sure to set up multiple strip tests utilizing those different amounts for comparison. And of course, know the value of your input on these inputs. If a company approaches you with only lab-based results and would like to get field-based results by working with you, make sure you're not paying for their research and the product is free to you, and that they compensate for your time setting up and harvesting the trials. They need to buy that bio cow and not get that bio milk for free. Most research is in conventional systems, and many products will not be usable in organic ones, as the microbes are gene edited, which is a prohibited practice in organics. So, participating in trials for permitted products can be a huge help to the broader community as well. And now for the nutrient available form of your favorite fast farm financials. Do biologicals actually pay? Is their use a waste of money or a way to print money? The good news is that biologicals are a fairly inexpensive management option compared to other products like fertilizer and herbicides, with a fairly low purchase price. And because biologicals are usually hitching a ride with something else, the cost to apply these products isn't really any more than what you're already doing. But when it comes down to it, it's really tough to determine whether biologicals actually pay. A researcher we spoke with shared this cost assessment reality. With seed treatment at $5 to $15 per acre and soil application another $10 to $20 per acre, you'd need an increase of at least $15 per acre to break even. With corn at $9 per bushel and soybeans at $20 per bushel, 1 to 2 bushels of corn and a half bushel of soybeans would pay. But realistically, documenting a statistically significant return on investment is complicated by the low yield increase needed to make them pay, particularly when they hitch a ride. Like, how do you statistically prove a 1 bushel per acre improvement? Am I right? And finally, for those ever-present nitrogen-fixing bacteria, some products claim replacement values of up to 50 pounds of applied nitrogen per acre. In 2022, when nitrogen reached prices of $1 per pound, Cost savings would have been up to $50 per acre, but in 2023, at current pricing, savings of about $35 per acre would be more likely. From the earliest roots of agriculture, farmers saw that things like soil inoculation and preparing a new piece of land helped their crops. And as we continue to learn and explore more about how these systems work with each other and with our plantings, we'll be able to better feed the things that feed us. There is so much more to explore in the field of biologicals, and we're really just getting started. But for now, probably bye, and definitely bye-bye.
Biologicals. Biological. Biological.